The Florida Gators spring game is over after, just a nonsensical finish. But we're going to talk about it here with all of you. We got our first postcast of the 2024 season here on Locked On Gators.
You are Locked On Gators, your daily podcast on the Florida Gators. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Locked On Gators, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thanks for making Locked On Gators your first listen of the day every day. We are available daily and free wherever you listen to podcasts and on YouTube. Go ahead and in the chat, let me get a chomp. Let me get your thoughts. Who stood out to you? Who didn't? Who did you not care about at all in it? But if you didn't notice, new intro. We got a new football season. We got a new intro. That's what we're doing. And this is the kickoff moment for us. But the blue team won. The blue team won. We'll put that one in quotes because that was, come on. Blue team won 19-17 in what became a kickers duel. And yeah, just sure, whatever. The 2 seconds, yeah, Graham totally got set and snapped the ball in that time and spiked the ball in that time. Sure. It was fun to see. It was fun to get some answers. It was fun to watch. Like I think for me, one of the biggest takeaways was the secondary freaking flying around. And that was great to see because they looked more aggressive. They looked more athletic because they are more athletic and more aggressive than they were. But they also look like they know what they're supposed to be doing, which is a wild thing to say about this Florida Gators secondary. We haven't been able to say that for years now. And they looked like they knew what they were supposed to be doing. And it was awesome. Lockdown SEC said all aboard the DJ Lagway hype train. I'm buying tickets. Too, using Game Time to go watch Florida host Miami on August 31st. I will be there, just so you know. But it was awesome to see like DJ Lagway at the very beginning of the game, legitimately the first play or two, looked a little bit jumpy. Like he still needs to find that feel for the pocket, and he kind of picked it up a little bit throughout the game. He started stepping up at better times, shifting instead of trying to run. Deep ball wasn't there early. Again, that was another thing that he kind of tried or kind of started to figure out. But this was just, Florida Gators football was back 12-0, just 12-0. Book it. I tweeted it. I don't know if you saw or not. I tweeted it before halftime. I said the first half of this spring game is all I needed to see. I'm doing it, and I bet that Florida would win the national championship. Plus 30,000 odds, if I'm not mistaken. So not likely to happen. Yeah, plus 30,000 odds. So I bet $10 if they win the national championship, I get $3,000. That's what we're talking about. But it was fun to watch. There's still some things that obviously the subtext group, everybody was messaging me and they were just going, defense looks good. Offense doesn't look that good. What are we doing here? What does this look like? Or at least in the trenches. It's a spring game. It's going to be messy. Like, we're not going to know from this spring game who gets what, like who's definitely going to be good, who's definitely going to be bad. It's a spring game. We got a long way to go, but man, it was just, I got to say, I loved watching the spring game. And just as it was going on, I loved knowing that we were going to be doing this live show afterwards. There's 81 people in here right now, and that's ridiculous. Like I miss these. I miss these post game live streams, and I miss the hype train. We're going 12-0. I'm just saying. It was fun to watch. Chat, I see you going. You know what we do. Second half of this, we're going to get to it. But it was fun. I will say one of the big notable takeaways for me was that I feel like Montreal Johnson was running like 2022 Montreal Johnson. 2023 Montreal Johnson wasn't breaking as many tackles, but Montreal looked pretty good. He looked better as a pass catcher, was actually using his hands and not his chest, and that was fun to see. Treon Webb had a sick catch late in the game. The running backs just looked really freaking good. Like Katie Daniels, Jaden Ball was just shaking and baking. It was awesome to see. Defensively, we saw a lot of too high looks. I do think that we'll see a lot of those again this year, especially with improved safety play. I think you open up the door for more too high looks, and then you could still play quarters or rotate down to cover 3, play cover 4. Still, you could do a lot. And so I think that we're going to keep seeing these too high looks. And it looked good. Will Harris, like, anybody have any real issues with the secondary in this game? Because I think the secondary looks pretty good. And they were tested immediately. First drive, DJ Lagway threw deep twice. We got to see an Aiden Mizell deep ball, so I'm in heaven. We got to see an Aiden Mizell touchdown. It was freaking sick, man. I'm glad the Florida Gators are back. Khalil Jackson looks a lot better this year, just as a route runner. He looks a lot more fluid. He had that slant on 3rd and 3. Beautiful. Need to see more of that from him. Of just, hey, it's 3rd and short. Chuck it to him. Get it in his torso. He's got a big body, big frame. Let him get the ball in that kind of situation. I don't need him running post corners like we saw DK or Trey Wilson or Aiden Mizell. I don't need Khalil Jackson doing that. I need Khalil Jackson to be a chain mover. That's his role. He doesn't have to be the deep ball, light up the scoreboard kind of guy. No, he's the one where he's going to be really underappreciated at the time if he just moves the sticks. And then when he's gone, we're going to be like, damn. Really missed that. We did see some fun things offensively. It was when the blue team was on the ball, when the blue team had the ball, so Graham Mertz, we saw them run a motion to the right. They ran a swing to the right, and it wasn't there. And so his other option was throw a deep ball on the left side of the field. That was fun to see. It was awesome. It was fun. And if you didn't enjoy it, if you didn't have fun, that's just because you're miserable. That's all it was. It's a spring game. Have some fun with it. Enjoy it. Like we got to see when DJ Lagway was in, we saw split zone read come back into the offense, come back into the fold. That we saw a lot with Anthony Richardson. That was beautiful. We saw Tank Hawkins do some of the Trey Wilson pre-snap motion, the little jet motion just coming across, which was something that I did want to see. We've talked about that pretty much since Tank committed to Florida. And we saw Trey Wilson, what he did for the offense last year. And the main thing that I've been saying with Tank is I want Tank to play early in that little gadgety role so that Trey Wilson can play actual receiver. And that's kind of what we saw a glimpse of today. So it was fun to watch. Love seeing that. We still saw a lot of condensed sets and 12 personnel. Those aren't going anywhere because they shouldn't go anywhere. Just being honest with you. Graham Mertz looked comfortable. I mean, he's clearly a leader, and he's clearly the leader of this team. There were a few true freshmen that kind of popped to me, like LJ McCray looked good. That was one, of course. Tank Hawkins was another. Both the running backs looked really good. I will say also that Gregory Smith, the safety, the athlete, was flying downhill. Like, that guy just has a quick trigger. Very excited to see what he can become. Super athletic. Fun to watch. Excited to see what he does long term. Because I mean, he was a QB in high school. He's playing safety now for the Gators. It's gonna be fun. But I see why Florida wanted to take a swing on a guy like that. We also saw some more mug looks, which is when you have the linebackers come up into the A gaps. The off-ball linebackers come up into the A gaps. We saw a little bit of that from the blue team. It was Justin Pelich, if I'm not mistaken, that came up. Brian Taylor. Great stop against GT counter. Like there were a lot of things to see here that were fun and that were good. And like the offensive line still looks like a bit of a concern. Again, they're not even healthy. Like we don't think they're going to be great, and they're not healthy. Don't expect anything great from them. So there was that. I would still like to see a little bit, like during a spring game, I would like to see you just fling it downfield. And if it works, it works. So stuff like that. Marcus Burke, holy, that one catch that he had that, if I'm not mistaken, set up the Taylor Speartoe touchdown, where Marcus Burke was running downfield, caught it like at his shins while running and continued running. And it was awesome. It was beautiful stuff. And I love to see it. And we're going to get to the chat now. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, we're going to get through all of them. We're going to get through all of those, and then we'll probably wrap up. But I just want to say again, it's beautiful to be back here. But first, we're going to get a quick word from a couple sponsors. We've all been there as a player or a fan. It's halftime. Scoreboard's not looking good. You're feeling low. Not sure you or your team can pull out a win. And you dig deep, lift your head up, say to yourself, all right, time to get back in the game. Time to lock in, pull off some bank heists, and take as much of my friend's money as I possibly can. That's what we all think, right? That's right. With the smash hit mobile game Monopoly Go, lets you compete with your friends to get the most riches and the biggest empire. It's the Monopoly you love, but on your phone. Yeah. With tons of new twists, including leaderboards to compare your progress to your buddies. There's so much to do. Play on countless dynamic Monopoly boards. Make your friends bankrupt, which is always fun. I love ruining my friend's day. Charge other players rent with your iconic properties. You can even work with your friends to crack open community chests and in tournaments to get extra rewards and climb the leaderboard. So get back out there, put on your game face, download Monopoly Go for free on the App Store or on Google Play. Passion, drive, and patience, the formula for winning championships, is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has got you covered with over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die. You'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your parts guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber and not cash. All the parts you need at the prices you want. It's easy to make your car the MVP and take home huge dubs. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply, and eBay Guaranteed Fit is only available to U.S. customers. Thanks again for making Locked On Gators your first listen of the day every day. We are available daily and free wherever you listen to the podcast and on YouTube. And we're going to get to the chat for the rest of this like we always do. Your best. Wonder what the rest of that's supposed to be. I feel a lot better about the defense. I feel like this offense would have walked last year's defense all game. Yeah, I do think that a lot of last year offensively in the spring game, one of the reasons it looked so terrible was just quarterbacks had no idea what they were doing with the little amount of time they had to prepare at all. Because it's also most of the guys like weren't really there to begin with, really. And then of course Jack Miller was not good. So that was just rough. Zach Fink, Chomp, what's up, Zach? Q said the defense looked improved. Robert Turner, Chomp. UF goes 4-8. Cool, dude. I don't care. Like, here's the thing about the UF goes 4-8. I don't give a damn right now about you need to chat Zach opinion. I don't care. It's the spring game. It's a beautiful day. And you're going to be crying about 4 months from now, 4.5 months from now. Dude, just live a little. Be a little happy. Enjoy that you got to watch the Florida Gators play football. And if you don't enjoy that, then pick another school to cheer for. Because if you're cheering for a team that you're just miserable cheering for, you're making your own problems. So get the hell out of here with that. Orange team got robbed. Yeah, I mean, come on. Orange team clearly robbed there. First off, there's 2 seconds when Arliss gets tackled. They run up, they spike the ball, and there's somehow 1 second left. Clock's supposed to start when they're set. What happened here? I don't fully get that one. But hey, I'm not an official. Pete Alonso, Florida Gator, does have 2 home runs today. He also homered yesterday, so at least there's a Florida Gator hitting dingers, right? Him and Jack. Great tackling today. The tackling was very good. It was awesome to see them just be not just better than last year, but they looked genuinely pretty good, flying to the ball, coming down, wrapping up, making some hits. It was fun to see. No way Blue gets that ball back unless, yep. Yeah, I mean, it was also clear that they were told, hey, like, air it out. Like, you're not playing situational football where you would actually just run the ball out. Like, air it out, have some fun. It was wild to see Tony Livingston with a couple of catches with a big cast on his wrist and thumb. But he had a few catches on that last drive, got out of bounds, and kept stopping the clock. And it was very clear that they were trying to give the Blue team the ball back, because you get to then simulate having that game-winning field goal, which, of course, you can only simulate so much. It means nothing in terms of actually doing it in a live game. But they simulated that, so I understand it. It's just I'm going to poke fun at it also. Q said Miami's getting their womp crushed. Yep, Pup's going to be a beast. Pup looked good. I also loved Graham throwing the ball to Arliss, Pup deflecting it, and then Pup doing a little seatbelt. I'm like, yeah, give me that. Like, give me that showboat. I don't care if the ball's eight yards away from you and you want to seatbelt it. I don't let them know that you were there and that they didn't have that catch because of you. Just let them do that. Just showboat all you want. I'm here for it. It was a fun game, Snack Burrito. I saw a great display. Bring on Miami. Still 4 or 5 minutes left. Yeah, there's still plenty of time to get better. Everybody saw what they wanted to see. End of the day, we're still going to be a 4-8 team. Oh, man, go ahead, cry, man. Cry all you want. Secondary looks good. Zach does not need that negativity. Nobody needs that negativity. Like, you choose to be that miserable. I get it. You get the attention you want when you respond to it. Sure. Also, a reminder for everybody here, if you want to go to joinsubtext.com/LockedOnGators, the link's in the description below. Over the next couple days, we're going to have a lot of written evaluations of Gators in this game. If you want to send in your requests, we'll get to them. It might take a little while because there's probably going to be a lot, but we'll get to them. But we'll have written evaluations of a bunch of Gators from today's game, which, again, one game evaluation, grain of salt, but still noteworthy. DJ's top receiver was a walk-on. Nothing fair about the way they were divided. Well, no, DJ's top receiver was probably Aiden Mizell. It's not a walk-on. Unless you're talking stats-wise, and I don't care. The Orange team got robbed. Army Sniper's a miserable person. Is our roster full? Roster is currently full. I would expect a couple of guys to hit the portal. Look for the guys that didn't even play here and were healthy and aren't in their first year or two of college. And you're probably looking in that direction for who's going to hit. What about Mizell? Yeah, there we go. I thought we took Gregory Smith because we whiffed on Filsamy. No. If you think Florida took a 3-star safety that was converting from QB because they missed on a 5-star safety, you really just don't deserve an opinion at that point if you think that's what happened. No, they were always taking an athlete. It came down to 2 players, and they were always taking a very raw athlete in the secondary. It came down to 2 players. They took the one that was in the state of Florida because the other one was from California. So that's what happened there. There we go. I just want to see Florida go to a bowl game and win. Hopefully Burke's the dark horse of the wide receiver room. That's why I'm so torn. I've spent years now hyping up Marcus Burke, and he's not really done much to deserve that. He made a few nice catches in this game. He had the one where he kept the ball and he got his arms underneath it. They called it a catch. They didn't really give us many replays, but it did look like he caught it. He had the one where he caught it like at his shins. It was a sick catch. The degree of difficulty of that catch to in stride, lean over, catch it at your shins, and then continue moving, that's a really difficult thing to do. Like, the huge majority of players would probably just fall at that point. That was an insane catch. He absolutely deserves all the credit in the world for that. Will we see a Florida Gators coach make it to 4 years this century? I hope so. Got to get rid of 2 players if we want somebody from the portal. Any injuries today? The only injury that we saw was Cam Jackson very early in the game, and he came in right away. BB and you really see 12 wins. No, but I'm having fun. I'm not going to ruin my day having fun. Like, it's the spring game day. I'm going to have fun. Isn't it a rule you need at least 3 seconds left? That's not a rule. That's probably generally what you need. That's probably generally like how long it takes, but there's not a rule for that. It's our own fans with the BS. Yep. Mudkip plays rigged. This is rigged, and I hate it. What's up, Tawan? I don't know why you're naming all those guys, but you're naming guys that had good days. So I'm assuming that was in reference to me saying name guys that you thought had good days. Tawaski, TJ had a good day too, which I was very happy to see him play. I know he missed quite some time with the concussions. Very happy to see him play. Let's see. Thoughts on DK? DK looked pretty good. DK looked pretty good. It was telling to me when Graham went to him at certain points where he just needed a catch. I think that's what it was. I was like, or not what it was, but I think it spoke volumes to me that Graham still has that faith in DK. So I thought that was awesome. According to Graham, winners get nice dinner like steak and Jordans, and losers get hot dogs and beans. He's not trolling. That's what happens when you win the spring game or lose the spring game. That's fun. Imagine being on the orange team now. And it's like, oh yeah, we're winning the whole time. And then that bull crap happens. And now you got to eat hot dogs and beans instead of getting Jordans and steak. I'd be pissed unless everybody's getting them. I'd be pissed. Yeah, that's what happened at the Arkansas game. Yep, absolutely would have still flubbed the special teams. Florida hit that portal because you need a backup kicker bad. Or tryouts on campus, whatever it is. You need a backup kicker. Better than last spring game, no injuries yet. Yeah, Josh, you know what it is. My favorite realtor. You know what it is. Nothing but complain. That's a Toan. How you doing? Yeah, it's whatever. See, it's not that everyone hates you because you're ruining it. It's just like, have fun, be a fan. It's fun. It's fun to be a fan of a team and not just hate them. Okay, Brandon, okay. You're probably gonna get banned now. Just so you know. Just saying. But thanks for making Locked On Gators your first listen of the day. Every day we are available daily and free wherever you listen to the podcast and on YouTube. I miss these post-game streams. I can't wait for August 31st to do them again. And I'm very much looking forward to actually, we'll probably do it for some baseball games coming up once the NFL draft is done and I have a little bit more time. But for Locked On Gators, I'm Brandon Olsen. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at WNS_Brandon. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh from Spain. Oh my God. What's up, Josh? I'm Brandon Olsen. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at WNS_Brandon. Find my written work with Giants Country and NFL 33. And as always, I will see you all next time.